What's going on, everyone? My name is John. I am a filmmaker slash creator and your host for Make Limited Podcast, where we talk about how to change our circumstances when life happens. In other words, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Today, we'll be talking about appreciation. Welcome everyone to Make Limited Podcast. Once again, I am your host, John, and I'm super excited to be here. And most of all, we're so glad that you're here with us today and just joining us on this podcast. Today, we're talking about the word appreciation. And my question to you is, have you ever had something then that probably you didn't pay too much emphasis to and lost it? And then you were super worried about it, and when you had it back, it was just like some warm feeling inside your heart that you were like, wow, I'm so happy that I have you back, right? Well, I recently experienced that feeling. Okay, so if you can relate, go ahead and like this podcast, or put some clap, or wherever you were at, show some love, right? And if you agree with this, do that. But I recently went through that not too long ago. Actually, as a matter of fact, about 3 days ago. It all started when my AC for my house, and I should mention a new house, broke down. And it all started like a couple of days before, where I was hearing this sound coming from my AC unit, and it was just like a sound of like a mortar trying to start, and trying to start. And I ignored it. I didn't really think much of it. I was too busy with what I was doing. And it just kept giving me signs of it wanting to break down, and so on and so forth, right? I didn't pay attention to it. Then AC is gone. There's no more AC. The AC is blowing out warm air. And it started very like slowly, okay? Because it started very slowly because think about it like this. It's gradually going down in temperature or going up. I really don't remember how that goes, but it was going up in temperature in Fahrenheit. So it started from like we were at 73, and then the room temperature started going to 75, then 79, and then it was like at 80, 81. And I was like, it wasn't so much something to complain about, but it was just hot. And where I live, it gets super hot, and the house was starting getting warm. My two boys were starting to get really like warm, because I mean they're both dogs, so they have fur, so they started feeling it before even I did, because dog temperatures are actually higher than human temperature. So if a human is about 96, 97, a dog's temperature is about 105, 101, 102. So their temperature is actually warmer than humans' temperature. So they started feeling it before I even did. And then it starts to the point that I realize what was wrong. And the thing is, when you realize something is wrong on the weekend, everything is closed. And even if you try to order online, it's gonna take a process, like around 3 to 4 days of a process for even to get any parts that are missing from there. Not only that, it was gonna cost about like two to maybe like $500-600 to even come get a technician to see and fix the problem. And everything was gonna be so much that I was like, my goodness, I don't have AC. It's getting hot. The good thing is that we had fans, right? And we took out the fans. We literally covered all the windows so that we wouldn't have like the sun heat come through the windows. And we, like at night, we would open the door and let the cool air in so that we all could be refreshed. We bought ice cream to really stay cool. And at all this time, I was realizing that we don't have AC, and I need to fix this issue. And I don't want to spend money on somebody fixing the issue, even though that's the wisest thing to do. But at this moment, as we're going through this process, money is very tight. So it's really, really crucial that we know where to spend our money. And this is one of the things that, life circumstances hits you, something unexpected, you didn't expect it. It's not something that was huge, but it was important. It was something that affected our daily routine, our even our own business, and we were having issues with it, right? And that caused for a 3 day stop on everything because it was super hot, it was super noisy because of the fans, so we couldn't do anything. I couldn't record, I couldn't do anything with videos or stuff like that for the business. It was just super, super hot. And so what I did is, of course, I went online. I looked up everywhere on YouTube, found out different situations, with the symptoms that I was hearing or seeing from my AC unit, and trying to find exactly what was going on. And I did. I was able to find a person who could literally tell me, like, line per line, everything that was happening, what could be the issues, and I was trying to pinpoint the symptoms that were going on with the AC and connecting it to what he was saying, because a lot of the symptoms connected together. Okay, they were like hand in hand. And so, long story short, I was able to find that it was the capacitor, or the capsit something capacitator. I think that's what it's called, capacitor. That was actually one of the fuse had gone out, and it was the fuse to the compressor that actually gives power so that everything can start working and start going correct. Okay, so I knew now that I needed to get that part. So I went online, and the fastest way that I could get it was like 2-3 days. And it was the weekend. There's no store that had it, not even Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, no stores. And then I was trying to call like stores here in the area where I was at that would give like service to like I believe like bigger companies or like AC people, who work with ACs. And AC is air conditioning, by the way, just in case you didn't know. And so I was trying to see if they would give me a part, but they didn't. So I was trying to see if I could call a company that fixes AC and try to see if they would sell me a part. No, they didn't. So everybody told me they'll get back to me, and some people told me that they don't sell; they just do the service. So I understand, right? It's kind of weird to sell a part to a customer when they're not asking for your service. I had no reason to be offended of anything. I was just trying to find the fastest way to do it. And then 3 days later, after the 3 days that we were without AC, I was able to get the part from actually Amazon and right away switch it, put it in, and right away we were having AC. And the beautiful thing about this is that when I was after we had AC, when we were there, just enjoying that, just letting it, basking in the moment, I realized this one thing, and that was appreciation for the things you didn't take into consideration until it was gone. And one of the things that one of my close friends says, is the greatest invention of man is AC. One of the greatest inventions of man is AC. And the reason why is because I've experienced different situations in my life that have required not having AC, having AC, and not only that. And what I mean, I experienced different things in situations in my life, meaning living in a house that doesn't have AC. I have lived in a house that is a mansion. I have lived in a house that is like an apartment. I lived in houses that the roof is literally falling apart. I lived in houses where there is no AC. I've slept in cars. I slept on the floor. I mean, you can name it. I can keep going to the things that I've gone through, and the things that we really don't appreciate something until we don't have it. And so today, what I want to encourage you to do is appreciate things when you do, so that you can appreciate them the same value when you don't have them. And that is today's message, because in everything that we do, I believe this thing strongly. And I heard this when I was young. You don't care about the things you don't think about. So if you're not thinking about it in your life at the moment, you really don't care about it. So how do we get to a point from appreciating something when we don't have it to appreciating things when we do have it? How do we do that? How do we get into that point of understanding what that is? Well, you are in great, 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 great luck, because today I'm talking to you about appreciation, and I want to share with you how you can do this. How you can go from, you know what, I don't just want to appreciate when I don't have things. I want to appreciate things when I do have them. Because when I don't have them, what's the point? You are in a desperate mode to get that back, or you're broken, or you are trying to just figure things out, as I was looking through online, looking through things. But if I would have known a little bit of my appreciation for the AC, maybe, it's not a custom thing to really go and learn everything about it in AC, right? Or learn everything about your house. But you got to appreciate your house. You got to appreciate it, and what you have in there, because you need to maintenance things. You need to keep things in order, and you need to make sure it lasts, because if you don't take care of it, it's gonna break down easily. As I saw one time on a show with the chef Gordon Ramsay, when he's talking to one of the people that he's helping, fix their business, and he tells them, you know why? It was like because he takes him to his portable kitchen, I guess, but it's very nice. And he tells him, you like the kitchen? And the gentleman is like, yes, I like your kitchen. He was like, you know why it's so nice? And he was like, why? You thought he was going to say like this big old speech about something, but he just told him something very simple. It's because we clean it. And it was very simple. It was a very simple response to what it takes to have something that looks amazing and people can appreciate it, right? It just took cleaning it, taking care of it, making sure that every day after you cook, you're cleaning the stuff, you're making sure that there's no things that are on the floor that can be, I don't know, just dirty, right? And that right there was so effective in my life, because it was putting attention to what was going on, okay? So before I go into it and go a little deeper into that, I wanted to give you the definition of appreciation, because I love having definitions, because we can come to an understanding of what things means before we try to just figure them out ourselves. And so appreciation means recognition and enjoyment of the good qualities of someone or something. Again, appreciation is defined as recognition and enjoyment of the good qualities of someone or something. So if we go back to the story of, Gordon telling the cook, the cook that he was trying to help his business with, why his kitchen, his portable kitchen, was looking so nice. It's not because it was just brand new, because he had it for years. It was because the people he had trained them to clean, to be organized, and to really look at that and have recognition and the process of enjoying what they do and having good qualities by just simply cleaning it. A simple process of maintenance. So one of the first things that I want to talk to you about appreciation is maintaining what you have. How do you maintenance what you have? Very simple. Okay? Very simple. The way that you maintenance something when you got to first research what you have, right? You got to research what it is, what it does, and how can you maintenance it. For example, if I would have before had showed some recognition to my AC on what it takes to run it, I probably would have known a little bit more about it. Now, I'm not telling you to go deep and just, be very, very focused on something that you know every single part of it. No. What I'm telling you is recognize that it is useful, recognize that it is valuable, and it is an asset to what you do. Okay? Everything that's around you. Take your house, for example. The kitchen, it's an asset to what you do, right? If you don't have a kitchen, you don't eat. And if you don't eat, you're gonna be cooking in your bedroom. You're gonna be cooking in your living room, and your whole room is gonna smell like food. And that's not a bad thing. But I'm just trying to make a point to if you do have a kitchen in your room, that's nothing bad, because I've done that before, where I actually when my family rented out the same house that we lived in, cut it in half, and we rented out the first one half of our house, and the other half we were like 8 people stuck in one room, and we were all cooking in that one room. So I understand that process, okay? But what I'm trying to point out is there are sections of your house that are for things, right? So the kitchen and the dining room is for eating and cooking food. The living room is for relaxing, enjoying, your family, having a conversation, watching some TV. A bedroom is to sleep in, and your outside is to enjoy the outer areas. But you can't mix one and the other, right? But you have to understand what those things are for, so that you can properly use them correctly. For example, a simple example is one of the examples that I've heard myself from Dr. Miles Monroe is, some people, when they see a DVD player, they don't read the manual. Now, if you don't know what a DVD player is, because we don't have that as much as anymore, it's literally a device that holds a CD, which is a disc, and you put it inside, and it plays a movie or something that you put in it, right? On either through your TV or through your speakers. And sometimes we don't know everything. We just grab it without reading the instructions, and we don't even know how to work it. All we need to know is the play, stop, forward, rewind, right? And sometimes we don't even know that the process of that DVD has even greater value, because the instructing person gives you instruction of how to take care of it, manage it, so that we can fully understand that process of that DVD. Same thing goes with our kitchen. Understanding the process of a stove. If we don't clean it, if we don't maintenance it, it's gonna break down sooner or later, right? Or if we don't clean our dishes, it's gonna grow some bacteria that it's not gonna be good for us, right? And so on and so forth. You come to the realization of recognizing what things are for. And that's one way that you're showing appreciation to what things are. And you're putting attention to them, because now you're saying, you know what? I need to do daily cleaning. I need to do a schedule where I do daily cleaning. Or, you know what? Every time after we eat, we clean dishes. Or every time after we eat, we clean our counters from our kitchen. Every time after we eat, we sweep. Or something that schedules you to recognize that you need to keep your area clean in order for it to be beautiful, right? Same thing with the vehicle, right? And these are things that teach us about appreciation. Okay, with the vehicle, same thing. You have to maintenance your vehicle and know a little bit more about your vehicle, especially like really in the manual. I know the manual, it's like super thick, right? It's like over like 100 pages, but that manual is going to tell you exactly how your car functions. When you have a flat tire, when your battery's going out, or when one of your lights on your dashboard is going on, and you don't know what that light does, right? Your manual is where it tells you. So if you read your manual, you're going to know 10 times more about your car than you would have if something happens, you don't take care of it or maintenance it, then you go to the mechanic, and you're spending now about $500 fixing a tire when you could have taken care of it before if you would have read the manual, right? So these are the same things that we're trying to avoid. When we don't have something, it causes us, and we want to avoid that cause. How do we avoid it? By recognition. What do our products do that we use on a daily basis, right? The AC, what does it do? It gives me cool air, and it gives me heat when I need it on the proper time. So if I know that heat's gonna come, I need to prepare myself for the heat. If I know that winter is gonna come, I need to prepare myself for that winter. Same thing with relationships. Relationship is something that we have to maintenance. We have to recognize the people that we love, recognize the people that we care about, and show maintenance to them, not quite as a vehicle or a kitchen, but in more of now communicating with them, getting to know them, spending time with them, showing our appreciation to them by recognizing them and who they are and what they do, and appreciating that, right? Because the more you recognize somebody and who they are and what they do, they start getting involved, right? And that becomes a friendship, a relationship that can be strong and that can be beneficial to your life, right? Because you need people around you to give you advice. You need people to give you to see what flaws, and you can perfect those flaws, or embrace those flaws for your benefit. All that comes in by recognition of what, who, how something functions. So that's key number one. Appreciation is to the recognition, right? Now the second part is enjoyment. Okay, this is super important. Okay, when I left, when the AC left me, right, it was very gradually. When we had AC, yes, you can higher the temperature, lower the temperature, but it wasn't an enjoyment. It wasn't something that I was like, oh, I'm so happy we have AC, right? No, it wasn't until it was gone that I was like, oh my goodness, ah, I need to fix this. I need to fix this, right? Enjoyment. Enjoy what you have. Enjoy what you have. Same thing. We're going back to the illustrations that I gave you about the kitchen, right? Cleaning the kitchen. Enjoy cleaning the kitchen. You may not enjoy the process of cleaning the kitchen, but enjoy the process of maintaining it clean and how it looks when you clean it. One of my greatest joy is when I finish cleaning something and I step back and I'm like, wow, that looks amazing. And there's something about having something so clean and so like so fresh that it feels great, right? Let's take for example cutting your hair. When you cut your hair, you feel nice, you feel fresh, you feel like $1 million, right? Same thing with cars. When you clean your car, you maintenance your car, it looks beautiful, it looks clean, it looks amazing. Same thing with relationships as well. When you maintenance your friendship, you are able to encourage each other. You are able to motivate each other, push each other more to reach each other's goals, and so on and so forth. Why? Because you show enjoyment. When I help people and I see that what I am saying help them or motivate them and push them, even if it was just one word that helped them, I have an enjoyment of watching people grow, especially if it was something that I said, right? Because I was involved in their life, I recognized their life, and I input my time in their life. And because of that, because of my investment in them with our relationship, and to see their life grow, it's literally an enjoyment for me. When I see it, and I am overwhelmed with joy because it's something that I appreciate, right? I showed recognition, and to that recognition, I showed enjoyment, both before and both after. Because there are times when people have to leave you. There are times when people have to go to their next area of their life. And that part for me is like one of the saddest things in life. But it's also one of the most enjoying moments in my life because I get to see someone who I input time into, and to see them grow and go into their next level. There's nothing like it. There is nothing like it. It is a joy. It is something that I feel proud of because I know that they're doing something better for their own lives. And they're done with the process here. Now they're moving to something greater, and they're taking what I invested in them, which was relationship, friendship, being their kind of like their advisor in a way, and being able to give them that opportunity to go through things in their life and really encourage them and teach them things that they use in their life now. And I know that they're going to grow and do greater things as they move forward. And that is for me one of the most greatest things, right? That we have in appreciation. We recognize and we enjoy the things that we have now and then. Okay? And what I'm saying now is what I talked about, the recognition. Enjoyment is the then. Okay? And how do you do that, right? Well, you enjoy both sides. When you show recognition and you show the enjoyment, you're able to do both before and after. Right? Take, for example, if I would have shown recognition to my AC, I would have been able to enjoy when it went out. Why? Because I knew that I knew exactly the maintenance that I needed for it. And I would have been prepared for any parts that it didn't have. Now I am prepared from the parts that I needed, the capacitor. I actually ordered one extra one in case later on down the line someone or we would need it again, right? Because we're planning to move from this place to another place in a couple of years. So if somebody comes to this house and they stay here, then they will be able to know what they need if that goes out once again. If not, then that will be there until they need it. So my point is, I recognize and I was able to enjoy when things went south. Why? Because I was prepared for both. I was prepared for it to be maintenance, and I was prepared for it to go out. Because sometimes things happen in our lives that we didn't expect, right? And we can't do anything about those. For example, for myself, when I had a heart attack, I couldn't do anything about it. The only thing that I could do is go to the hospital and be there and do all that stuff. But before even then, I was at a point of exercising. I was point of educating myself and all this stuff. And having that prior to, if I probably wouldn't have been exercising, I probably wouldn't have the strength to go through it, right? As body wise, to my body to maintain and to be strong enough to do it, right? That's why one of the key things for ourselves when we recognize and really, trying to push our bodies to be healthy and exercising, it not only helps and gives us strength to fight things, but it helps us to, be healthier in a way of enjoying life and being able to be strong when things unexpected happen, that you can be motivated to move forward. One of the greatest things, I don't know if you've seen this show, it's actually the show with Chip and Jo, which they are two. They literally buy houses in their area and they remodel them, and they have a great character, great combination, and people have liked their show. And there's this show that they're called The Fixer Upper, but there was this show that they also are making in their connection with other people, and it was a show where Chip actually talks about how he helped this woman who was really strong in what she was doing, but she was a runner. She was athletic. She was an Olympic runner, but she had a problem. She was facing some sort of cancer that was killing her. And as sad as this story was, what I take from it is that she knew what she had. She knew that it was trying to kill her, but yet she continued her enjoyment in her life on what she loved to do, which was run, compete, run. And she did it until she could. She did it until she was able to run no more, right? But she did it till the last minute. But if it wasn't for her to stay healthy, if it wasn't for her to keep on running and pushing her body, she wouldn't have lived as long as she did and enjoyed those moments of her life. And for me to see that and to, apply that to life, of showing the enjoyment in what we do and recognizing it, we're able to live life to the fullest. We're able to live life just like that girl did. And she lived her life to the fullest. She did everything that she could. And that's one of the things that I like to say, the life is a gift. I actually talked about this in the podcast before when I talked about just enjoy life. And, we're given a certain time here. And to be stressed out for like 90% of it and only enjoying 10%, it's not worth it for me. So for me to enjoy life 100%, I want to enjoy every piece of it. I want to learn every piece of it. And then I want to share back with others that which I have learned. That's why for me, Make Limited Podcast is super important, because it lets me share what I want to share with people and what I've learned, my experience, my failures, my victories, my process of how things are going. And so those are the things that really encourage everyone in this world to help one another. That's why I'm really strong on saying the only way to live as humans is to be united, to be one as humans. And I believe solely that our purpose here on this earth is to, two of the main purposes are to multiply, first of all, and second of all, to take care of this earth and its details. And what I mean with its details, I mean it's animals, it's trees, it's the bees, the process of how everything functions. Maintain it. Recognize how beautiful things are. We can't all, one person, do everything. That's why we multiply, so that each person can have its place on where they can help and where they can maintenance this world, so that we can keep on living, keep on growing. But we can't do it separate. We can't do it, by fighting each other. We got to do it united. We got to do it together. If we do that together, we go further. We do things better. And that is the sole purpose of Make Lemonade, of telling people about experiences so that they can recognize and they can enjoy the process of life and help others and share their stories with others, so that others can be motivated and inspired to do better, to be what I love to say is better humans. And so, guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that you enjoy this podcast. Remember, we talked about appreciation. How do we appreciate, recognize the person, recognize the item, learn about it, give it time, get yourself into that place of where you are in connection or scheduled to really enjoy that process and really recognize what it does, what is it for, and who, and all the questions that you have for it, so that you won't miss a beat when things happen and unexpectedly. So guys, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate your time, and I hope that you have an amazing and great day. Peace. Thank you so much for being with us here today. I'm so glad that you were a part of today's podcast, talking about appreciation, both before and after things turn crazy in our lives, right? Just like we gave the example of the AC breaking down, we're able to appreciate things. How? By recognizing and enjoying the process both before and after each time. So it is a beautiful thing to do when we appreciate things in our life, and even if they're just material things, and also people, and those are things that are crucial to our lives because we use them on a daily basis. So showing appreciation to everything that is a part of us is a key to living even better lives, to be better humans. And so guys, I hope that you were encouraged and motivated to reach your goals, your dreams, and to be that better human that you want to be. And we do it all here on Make Limited Podcast. So if you want to help us grow more, if you want to keep on moving forward in life, and we encourage you to go visit our Make Limited Podcast.wordpress.com, where you can find more ways that you can help spread the word of Make Lemonade and what we're doing, and also ways that you can help us grow and keep on moving forward. So guys, thank you so much for being here, and we appreciate everything you do. Your support is 100 million times thanks, because you are supporting us, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we see you next time. Peace.